Hail moment friends! Andang here to show you a preview of the Beorning at level 50. I used Gift of the Valor on beta to get to level 50. Sadly, it will not let you auto-level currently on beta, but you can preview the level 50 Beorning, which is nice. And so the Beorning has 3 different trait lines as the Hide, the Claw, and the Roar. And basically the Hide is the tanking line, the Claw is the DPS line, and the Roar is kind of the captainy line. It's kind of the do everything, DPS, debuffing, a little bit of tanking and healing, and just kind of a little bit of everything. It mostly focuses on healing though. Anyway, we're going to be showing the Hide first, so let's go ahead and kill some enemies here in Trouble in Tuckborough. And let's go ahead, and this gives you, basically you let out Ferocious Roar. It increases your max morale for 10 seconds, and it also gives you extra Wrath, which is the thing that everything runs on the Beorning. You don't have power, but you do have Wrath, and there is a lot that it does. You can also do bee swarms and do your standard better attacks and things like that. But the main appeal, obviously, is being able to turn into a bear. And this is fairly limited, but you can let out roars, you can heal, you can crush their armor, and you can do all sorts of other just general attacks there. And you can see we finish them off, and then sometimes it automatically changes back into bear form, depending on how much Wrath you have built up. So let's go ahead and build up some more Wrath off of this wolf. Change back into that form and basically kill them. Alright. And once you change back into human form, you still do lose Wrath. You have to stay in combat in order to be gaining Wrath, which is understandable, I suppose. So let's actually use our main skill, which is Relentless Maul, which basically kills them instantly. You're just mauling them to death, and it's pretty awesome. I do wish you could move faster as a bear. I think that it makes sense to be able to, move faster as a bear, but it's alright being able to move at standard speed. And it might make it a little bit overpowered, I don't know. But, anyway, there's the ability to rush as a human form. You'd think that'd be in the bear form, but you're calling upon your bear spirit, I suppose, your bear part, and you can also evade and do things like that, and the man form has heals. And then, as I said, you can summon bears, or bees rather, not bears. You can't summon bears, but you can turn into a bear. So this form feels kind of like a guardian combined with a lore master. I'm now going to cut into Redline, and we'll talk about that. Alright, so we made it a little bit farther into the skirmish, and we are here on Redline. And there are some similar skills, as with all the other classes. You keep some of the same ones. You can summon bees again, but they're actually much more deadly. And you can expose your enemy, which basically takes away 40% target mitigation, which is a ton. And you can use Biting Edge, which really cuts into your enemy. And it just feels, Redline feels much more like a champion or something like that. You're doing a lot of damage, and you're doing it really, really quickly. Bear form, there's a few new things. You can now bash your foes, which you essentially like stomp down on them. You can use Vicious Claw, and you can execute them, which does a ton of damage and removes 100 Wrath, which is all that I have so far, and I don't think it goes above that. It basically is your top damage skill. So it makes a little bit more sense to turn into bear form in this line, but you can still heal yourself and do a lot of the similar things that you could from the blue line. There's really not too much of a difference between the two lines as far as skills go, though your stats are changed clearly because you're doing a ton more damage. And you can see with the maw that it just totally wiped them out because you do a ridiculous amount of damage. That skill's actually probably a little bit overpowered in Redline. You can actually use the bees in Redline in both forms, so that's kind of nice. And it just kind of feels like the same Beorning, and what I really like is the Beorning feels like its own beast, if you will. It doesn't feel like any other class, which is very good news. I was afraid that it would. So let's continue to take down this goblin here, and then we will go ahead and show Yellow Line and everything that entails. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, and here we are in Yellow Line, and further along in the skirmish here, and we just got stunned. Yay! That's perfect for showing Beorning. Alright, so in Yellow Line you do have more heals in both forms. You can actually increase the morale of your target, and also heal yourself, which is important, especially right now. And I'm going to switch into bear form because there's actually more heals here as well. And you can actually do an AoE heal, which is pretty cool looking animation there. Alright, and we are really getting beaten by this Zealot of Pain. There we go, took him out. Alright, took her out. And so now we just have this final guy. I am noticing them a little bit more vulnerable in this line. But that is usually the case with Yellow Lines. And it does do still plenty of damage with different skills, and you can just heal more. And you have marks that basically allow you to increase the potency of basically people around you. And you can place marks on the enemy as well. So let's actually go and do that. Let's put this on him. So there we go, we put a mark on him, and what that does is it basically alerts or increases the potency against them, so that's good. And of course, because all the lines have them, there's more bees that you can summon forth as well. Overall, Beorning is a ton of fun. I've only seen up to level 50. I do think they need to work on making the lower level Beornings more fun, because really it's very boring to only have one bear skill at the beginning. But if they can change that and do some polishing here and there, I think that this is actually a great addition to the game. Obviously, lore-wise, there are some issues, but just from a gameplay point of view, it does seem to be a great addition to the game. It makes a lot of sense, it's different, and I think that people will enjoy it. Obviously, you know, as any class, different people like different things, and I think if you like some of the more supporty classes, or even the captain, I think that this feels like it should if you want a class like that. And yet it still feels like its own thing. That's what's so great about it. It doesn't feel like any of the other classes. They've created something original, and while it does have similarities to other classes, all classes are similar to each other in some way or another. So I'm pleased with it. Hopefully you guys will be as well, and hopefully they can find a way to really tie it into the lore so we don't mind seeing tons and tons of bears running around Rivendell and places like that. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all about the Beorning, I will try to find out the answer within reason, of course. But till next time, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you real soon for more beta coverage. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below. And if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.